Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob and this is Last Stop Waterfowl Outdoors TV. Well guys, today we're back on the water again, back with another fishing video for y'all, and it is going to be a challenging day today because I'm going to tell you why in a second. First of all, we are on a new body of water today. We took a little trip down the road toward a little bit further south here in Louisiana, and we're gonna be going after some sockeye like we normally do, and that you guys are familiar with watching us do right here on the channel. But the reason I say it's going to be a challenging day, guys, is because it is now the middle of the week. We have a warm day today, which you think would set up nice for springtime fishing. But what we're going to be challenged with today, guys, is we just had a massive rainfall come through over the last day or so, which dropped a lot of fresh water, mudded up a lot of our bayous and creeks. And on top of that, we have winds that are projected today up to 25 miles an hour. So springtime is upon us here down south in South Louisiana. From what I see so far on my ride from the launch down to my first spot that we're going to stop at today and make right here, is the water is extremely high, it's extremely dirty, which is going to probably make for tough conditions. But nonetheless, we're going to go out, we're going to give it our best today, see if we can put a couple of fish in the box for y'all, and we're going to take you guys along with us and enjoy the scenery today, as well as a calm day on the water fishing. Not a lot of pressure today. So it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So stay tuned. Let's get after it. Let's see if we can get on some fish for you guys. And we're going to have a good day today. Let's go get some fish. All right, guys. So what I'm doing is I'm just starting out trying to get out of this wind the best I can. It's rough this morning, but what I'm doing is what you guys have become familiar with watching us on the channel here. I got my tube jig and I'm doing a cast and retrieve technique. I'm just throwing to this cover. I'm gonna go along this bank on these trees, throw to this cover, and I'm just gonna see if I could locate a couple of fish, maybe get a couple of bites, whether or not they're shallow, maybe if they're pushed off of the bank on the drop-offs. That's what we're kind of doing this morning. So I'm focusing and keying in on all this structure. Now down this cut right here, I found some pretty decent water right here in the back of it. So I'm starting here and I'm working my way up toward into the wind, just to kind of position my boat a little bit better. I don't have power poles, nothing like that to be able to anchor me in my John boat. So I'm just going down and I'm fishing into the wind, trying to position myself in the best spot I can to make good casts. And I'm targeting these trees like this cypress tree here, try to cast next to it, let it sink for a second, and then just kind of bring it back, slow retrieve, like I'm fishing a spinnerbait. And I'm feeling for that tap is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that tap, and I want to try to find where those fish are located if they're stacked in this canal, in this cut that I'm fishing. So I'm going to throw at lilies, I'm going to throw at cypress trees, any kind of laydowns. There's a big alligator out there. I don't know if y'all can see it on camera. He's right in front of me, swimming away from me. Pretty good size one, guys. But I'm just looking to find out where those fish are located so I can kind of key in and target in on them depending on what they want and where they are, what kind of presentation they want, if they're willing to bite today. So I'm hoping with this warm weather I could locate a couple of them. Now what I'm throwing today, I'll show you guys. Color wise, I'm starting out right now. This is just a black, blue, and chartreuse. That's a tried and true color. I have it tipped with a Gulp Alive little grub on it, just to give it a little realistic smell to it. And I'm hoping that that'll trigger a couple of bites for me. So I'm going to continue to work along here, throw this cover, and see if I can get something to strike and give me a couple of tips on what they're looking for today. All right, we got our first fish of the day on, guys. Just hooked into him. Let's see what he is. Oh, there he goes, comes up. All right, we got us a brim. So we got us a sun perch. First fish of the day, guys. He come right off of that cypress tree right there. That's my first bite. So I hadn't got a bite yet. That little guy right there, his first fish of the day. So we got some beautiful little sun perch. So these things should be bedding up here pretty soon. So hopefully we'll let him go, but hopefully we'll have a video coming out for y'all soon. Once they start bedding up real good, we're gonna do a brim fishing video. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. So look forward to that, guys. All right, let's see if we can get another one. Yes. All right, we got something. That's a catfish. Whoa, hold on. Hold on. We got us a catfish, boys and girls. Big old cat. Yep, off of the tree. Got us a cat. There we go. Got us a little catfish off the tree. He swallowed that jig. All right, there we go. Second fish of the day, guys. Big old catfish come off of that tree right here. So we're gonna go ahead and let him go. We're not trying to keep him today. We're looking for sockeye, as you guys know. So let's let him go. Got the hook out. He was hooked pretty deep. There we go. He's gone. Get that old catfish slime off of the equipment. And let's go get another one. All right, so far, our first two fish are of the non-sockeye species. We got a brim and we got a catfish. Both come off a structure. So that's a good sign that we got those fish holding on the structure. Now we just need to locate these sockeye, see if there's anything mixed in with them. But as you guys can see right here, this water, as compared to where I was a second ago in the back of this cut, it's quite a bit dirtier. It's definitely more muddy. It's not completely unfishable, but definitely not as clear and as beautiful as that water I had a while ago. Now, I wanted to mention this to y'all too, guys. Whenever I'm doing this cast and retrieve technique, I'm flipping this almost like I would when I bass fish and I'm flipping cypress trees. So I'll flip this little 6-foot rod underneath these trees. But what I do, I don't just do a straight retrieve typically on this little jig. What I'm doing is I'm kind of bouncing it, almost like you would a swim jig or something like that if you bass fish. So I'm trying to just give it a little bouncing action, just to make it look more alive. And I find a lot of times whenever I do that, that's when that strike will come from that fish. So it's not just a straight retrieve, which I'm hung, I cast it on the backside of that tree. So let me go get that. But my point is, I wanted to mention that to y'all because I had somebody in the comments in another video ask me about that. They said, do you just retrieve it back, straight back retrieve like a spinnerbait? And although I fish it like a spinnerbait, it's not just a straight retrieve I do. I give it a little pop, a little bounce every so often, just to kind of give that jig like a up in the water column and let it fall type action. And a lot of times what you'll find is that they hit it at that point. So I wanted to make sure I clarify that. All right, so we got a good little cluster of trees right here. I'm gonna flip to these trees, see if we can't maybe get something, kind of keep that jig bouncing. And what it is on these trees, I don't know if you guys can see it because it's in the shadows, but there's some clear water kind of on the bank mixed with that dirtier water as you come out into the middle of the canal. But I'm just kind of bouncing that jig past all that structure. It's not a hard technique, guys, but it's something that's kind of meticulous because you got to pick it apart. You got to pick that structure apart. It's a little bit slower fishing when you're fishing it like this, but it will produce when a lot of people will just kind of fly by and bypass all this or fish it real fast, just the outer portions of the trees. There's one of them big gusts of wind. They'll fish the outer portions of the trees and just kind of roll past. If they don't get a bite, they don't get a bite. And they'll fish it real quick and, you know, leave some of those fish. They'll overlook them. So I try to, if you guys that follow me have learned anything, you'll see I fish slow around this structure a lot of times. Yes, maybe sometimes that's my downside because I fish it a little bit too long, but I will pick a set of trees apart in order to try to get a bite. And a lot of times it does pay off. Now, sockeye, guys, for those of you who are getting into it, when that sun comes out, especially during those summer months, sockeye are a creature of habit when it comes to, you know, when the sun's up and it's a bright day, they try to get to that shade. So oftentimes you're going to find them on them trees, or you're going to find them on laydowns, the end of laydowns, where that shade starts to come into effect, you know, and provide a little bit of shade from that high sun, especially on them bright days. So they tend to want to, they don't like direct sunlight from what I've seen through the years and what I've been taught. They like that shady type, you know, cover. They want to be on the in the laydowns, and under them trees, especially if you fish in an area that's got a lot of cypress trees. Like you have all this low-hanging moss, it creates some great shade. They'll get up on those trees and get up underneath that moss where it's shady. That's where they tend to want to be at. So it kind of gives you an idea on a bright day, especially in the summertime when it's hot. As we start getting into, you know, your July, August months, all that, you know, those warmer months, definitely key in on that shady area that you're going to be fishing on, whatever cover you're fishing. That's where they're going to be at, more toward the end of laydowns that maybe come off of the bank, out toward the deeper water where it drops off. That water temperature is going to tend to be a little bit cooler, and they'll stage up on the end of those laydowns. They have shade, they have cooler temps, and they usually have a little bit of current coming around a lot of that riffraff and laydown stuff. So hopefully that maybe helps you pick up on what to focus on if you're new to the sport, you're new to sac-a-lait or crappie fishing, and you're trying to get into it. All right, looks like we found some clean water here. This is the water we're looking for, clarity wise. Kind of a greenish tint, greenish brown tint, I guess you could say. Got some high bank, got a lot of trees to throw at here. My issue so far has just been the wind, man. The water, finding good water, and the wind, which I knew the wind would be a big deal today, so no excuses there. We just got to go out and fish. But we're gonna try to get back right here, and we're gonna try to work our way back up into the wind and see if we can maybe catch some fish on these trees with this pretty water. So let's see what we could get right here. Boy, that wind is kicking. All right, guys, so this is what we fight. This type of wind today, which, hey, most of you are probably saying, well, why did you even go fishing to begin with? Well, the answer to that is simple, guys. It is a Wednesday and I am off of work, and I looked at the forecast for this weekend, and it wasn't looking very good as far as weather goes, rain. So I knew we probably wouldn't be able to fish this weekend, or at least on Sunday. Considering that I'm going to be working Saturday, I'd have to go Sunday. So I figured I'd pick my poison, try today. And unfortunately, we have hurricane force winds, it feels like, out here today, making it pretty tough to be able to fish. But we're going to keep at it. We have 2 fish so far. Hopefully we can catch a couple of more for you guys, and we're going to continue to battle it. Whoa, bite. All right, got something bit it right there. Might be a brim, but let's cast back and see. See if we can get him to bite it again. Nope. Oh, there's something. There's one. Oh, that's a big old brim, it feels like. Dang, he got, oh, big old brim, guys. Watch y'all. Wait till y'all see this sucker here. Good God Almighty. That is the biggest brim I have caught this year right here. Wait till y'all see this. Holy moly. That is a bull brim. Damn, I could barely get my hands around that one, guys. That is a beast. That's what you look for when you come to this particular area. He got that niblet down in his mouth. Look at that big old bull brim there. That's a man among men right there. Got a big old belly on him. Beautiful. Got purple hue on him. Dark. Beautiful, beautiful brim. Probably getting ready to move up and spawn. Maybe making a bed. So once again, he's lucky we're not keeping them today, but we're gonna be back for them here pretty shortly. That's the ones we're gonna be targeting that I like to fillet. I like to fillet these big brim like this. When you can catch these big ones, it makes it fun. But we're gonna let them go. Move my rod out of the way so we don't let me take this off, guys, so I could show y'all a little different view. How about that? Let's do this. Bear with me a second. But let's do this. Get him underwater. Let him go. There we go. There we go. Let him go. That was pretty cool. He absolutely sunk that stopper. He hit it the first time I cast in there, and I knew something was going on, so missed him, cast back, and you guys saw it. I set that hook on him, and boy, he was pulling like an absolute freight train. So that was pretty cool. I love catching big brim like that too. I know I'm targeting sockeye today, but we're gonna be back after those big fellas here pretty shortly in a whole nother video. So all right, let's go cast back to that tree. Let's see if we can get another one. See what happens. All right, we're gonna cast back in where we just caught this big one and see if we can get another one. See if maybe they got a little bed going on right here. Might not be anything at all. Might have just been one trying to move up, make a bed, but we're gonna try it. Right in that spot is where we were. Could just be one big one. Like I said, trying to maybe move up, start prepping its area for a bed. Kind of move it through there. Oh, there he goes again. Go, another one, guys. I'm talking a toad again. Y'all saw it sink. Hopefully y'all saw it. Yep, that's another big toad. Not as big as the other one. Oh, he's pretty good size. Pretty good size. Not quite as big as that other one, but still pretty damn good size. Just in hell. Now I'm throwing a different color jig, so I have a firetail on this black and chartreuse, and brim tend to love that one, that color, I know. But I also catch chocolate on that color pretty regular too. So not as big as that other one, but still a pretty damn good sized brim right there, willing to fight. So they must be making a bed behind these two trees right here. So I'm gonna kind of make a mental note of that, and then when I come back to make a brim fishing trip, if I'm back in this area, then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna hit this spot again. Maybe there'll be more on there, but let's go ahead and let him go. Rinse the hands off, and we're just gonna let him go. Let him go back, maybe do his thing, find his bed again. Appreciate him letting us catch him today. But yeah, during brim season, if you don't like live bait, guys, you don't like dealing with worms, you don't like dealing with crickets, maybe your wife don't like it, this black and chartreuse right here with this firetail is an excellent choice for an artificial plastic to just put under a cork. Put it shallow like I got this right now, and just let them cast it out and make a little pop just like you fish chocolate. And it's a great option for brim. There we go, right up in that area. Oh, he sunk it. He was there. All right, so we have another one there. Let me see. Seems like if you get it in the right spot, they are there. Let's see if we can get it again. It's got to be just in that one little right spot. Oh, there he goes. Dang it. Missed him. Like I said, I'm trying to battle the wind. Yeah, they're sucking it down the hook, so you definitely know it's a brim, typically. There must be a little bed right here that's forming, that they're making up. Let's see, that should be, I'm thinking, close enough. Get it in there, give it a little pop. He already tasted that plastic twice. There he goes, guys. Got it. Right when I turned off the camera, I was bringing it out, and it's another tank, guys. Good God almighty. Look at these brim. That is some hammers. There we go. Another tank. This is about the size maybe of the first one we caught. Pretty close to it. There we go. Beautiful purple color. Just an absolute tank of a brim, man. Gorgeous fish. He looks a lot like that first one. I don't think that'd be the same fish, but boy, he sure looks like it. Might be a little bit smaller than that first one. But once again, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Big old brim. I had just clicked the camera off and I was gonna turn it on again when I made a cast. And as soon as I pulled it out to the edge of those trees, he smoked it. And sometimes when you start to catch them like that, it almost creates like a little frenzy where they'll start biting real good until you kind of just either fish them out, or, you know, that's typically what I've seen, is you kind of just fish them out if you catch all of them. If you're keeping them, you know, you're pulling them out of there, putting them in the ice chest, and you'll just fish them out, it seems like. But it creates a frenzy, like where those fish start biting real well. All right, so we're gonna make another cast. Let's see if we can, oh, string got kind of hung up. That's about where that one hit it at though, kind of far out. It was kind of crazy. Let's see, there we go. I was having to cast further in a second ago, but then they hit it the last few times, kind of coming toward me out here. Just popping it like I do for sockeye, and they sink it if they there. Okay, that one's a little further in. I'm drifting away, but let's see. There's definitely a bed there, because when you catching them big ones like that consistently, there's definitely a bed or something going on. Angle I'm at, oh, there he is. There he is. We got him. He hit it, sure enough. And he's a good one. Another big old brim, guys. Another big sun perch. Boy, I tell you what, that's fun when you could catch them like that. Hey, it's turned a day of slow sockeye fishing all of a sudden into something. So that's cool. Grab him. He's another good one. Another good one. I got him right in the top of the mouth. Let's see here. We can go ahead and get him out. There we go. Keep our niblet. There we go. Another big brim right there. Another big bull brim. More purple hue on him as well. So that's pretty cool. Let's let him go. All right, try again. Let's go get another one. All right, so I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna have a rant right here for a second, guys. I'm gonna show y'all why equipment just ain't what it was. This is a Zebco Delta reel right here. Let me make sure y'all can see it on camera. So, bought this reel not that long ago. Love it, very smooth. Used to use the Omega quite a bit, but the Omega prices have went up so much that I said, hey, I'm gonna give this Delta a try. It seemed like it was very, very heavy, well made for the most part. But I'm gonna tell y'all, this is where you get disappointed at when you settle for, you know, not buying the very best when it comes to, especially these type of reels, spin cast reels. This is what has happened right here. And let me take this off for y'all to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all bear with me a second here, guys. Let me get the camera right. So I'll show y'all, but the button is where the weak spot is. So gears are metal, that's all great, but this button has given out now. It's basically just broken and deteriorated this little rubber gasket on here, therefore making the reel pretty much useless, you know. By the time you try to get repair parts and all that shipped in from Lord knows where it's made at, you just assume go out to the store and buy a new reel. So they make these things disposable. That's kind of my point I'm trying to make. And I love this reel smooth, and it's a shame that now it's pretty much useless because the button just basically broke on it. The plastic, that's what it's made of, and it just had a piece just break off, therefore making it useless. Can't cast, rubber's torn, just not worth it, guys. So I would tell you that if you have one of these, it's a good reel, but it's only going to get you so long out of it, as with most equipment. But I do take care of my equipment, and this is the difference between the old stuff you used to get from Zebco, like the old classic 33s, when everything was just metal, you know, solid built, last. Your grandpa would pass it down to your dad would pass it down to you. You just don't see that nowadays, guys. These things, they are high cost, but they just don't seem to last. Zebco, you could do better with this design right here on this button, man. All right, guys, well, that is a wrap on today's trip. I have to say it was a very, very tough day today. That's something that I expected, though. I told you guys that in the beginning. I thought it'd be tough today, man. That wind was absolutely brutal today, and that made it difficult to fish it for a couple of reasons. First of all, it dirtied up the water quite a bit. Like I mentioned, we have quite a bit of rain that came through over the last couple of days, dumped a lot of rainfall, and it muddied up the bayous, muddied up the big lake that we fished today, which was Lake Verret. We had a lot of that muddy water pushing in with that wind today coming in from the lake. So a lot of those back tributaries that I was hoping would have that pretty water today, they were dirty. They just didn't have the water that we were looking for. And when we did find some of the water that was better that we were looking for, it was on stretches where it was damn near impossible to be able to keep the boat position right to be able to fish the structure that we wanted to fish thoroughly. So therefore, you know, we weren't able to really kind of, you know, play our game, so to say, that we normally play and how we like to fish. So we had to adapt a little bit. But overall, still fun. It was a fun trip today. Learned a couple of things. We ended up hitting a brim bed that we were able to catch some of those big brim on today. That was pretty cool. That was the only brim bed that we came across today, which kind of tells me that those brim are not yet at that stage where they're starting to get to the banks and bed up, for all of you who may be looking to do some brim fishing. Or maybe it's just the water, you know, wasn't right. The water came up with all this wind, but I did pound the banks pretty good today. I got off of the banks, tried for sockeye on the drop-offs. Really couldn't find any sockeye at all today. I talked to one other guy. He told me that he had no sockeye. He had went sockeye fishing. He did catch one brim this morning is what he told me, and that was it. That's all he had. So when I compare that to what we did today, overall we had a nice catfish that we got for you guys on camera, and some beautiful bull brim today that we found on a bed. So that was pretty cool. And wish we could have got on some sockeye, but hey, that's just the way it is. You know, you don't always get them every trip, guys. I know the magic of TV is that it looks like you catch them every trip, but we do not catch them every trip, and you know that, so it's just not realistic. But overall, still a really good day. I'm so excited that you guys got to come along with us today. I always, even on these solo trips I take, I enjoy having you guys come along with me. It kind of gives me that feeling of I'm never fishing by myself. I'm always fishing with my friends and our fellow viewers. So thank you guys once again, with that being said, for all the support you've been giving us right here on the channel, especially this spring. All our new viewers, all our new subscribers on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate all of you coming to the channel and leaving comments on the fishing videos we're doing this spring for you. We're glad you enjoy them. But overall, thank you guys so much for the support. Awesome day today. Great scenery. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to get back home and we're going to do it again soon, guys, right here on Last Stop Waterfowl Outdoors TV. If you enjoy the content we're bringing to you guys, please, please, please hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider doing so and sharing it with your friends. We would appreciate it. Until next time, my name is Jacob, and we'll see y'all again soon, guys, right here on Last Stop Waterfowl Outdoors TV.